right, YouTube Axis and Allies brethren, welcome back to Turret 2 for this 42.2 edition variant version Axis and Allies game between No Limit as the Axis powers and myself, Captain Jack, as the Allies. This is US's round 2 turn. They did not spend any IPCs in their first round, so they have 82 to spend this round. They're going to spend 81 of it on 6 transports, 4 artillery, 3 infantry, and 1 aircraft carrier. So 6 transports, 4 artillery, 3 infantry, 1 aircraft carrier. All right. So just a couple of battles this round. We've got this. The 2 fighters in the Carolina Islands. We're going to go after this destroyer. Since this Japanese destroyer, the Japanese submarine is submerged per No Limit. So the 2 fighters are going after the destroyer in Sea Zone 44. So we'll roll for that one first. We've got 2 blue 3-hit die for the fighters and 1 green 2-hit die for the destroyer. All right, so looking for a hit for the blue and a miss for the green. And that's exactly what we got. That's exactly what we got. So the fighters have destroyed the destroyer. So that's gone. And the destroyer missed and it's returned fire, as you can see there with the green die. All right, so that's one battle. All right, so for Borneo, we have 1 transport picking up 1 infantry. We have 1 battleship, 1 cruiser, and the aircraft carrier coming in, along with the submarine. Along with the sub. Okay, so I only get to bombard with the battleship since I'm only bringing in 1 land unit. So we've got 1 bombardment, 1 attacking infantry unit. So we got 1 bombardment with 1 4-hit red die and 1 infantry unit with 1 black hit die. And then we've got another green dice representing the Japan infantry returning fire. All right, so here we go. And that went perfect. All right, so the battleship hit with its bombardment and the infantry, Japanese infantry missed. So Borneo is now in possession of the Americans. So we will put a roundel there. We will move the US up from 40 to 44. Japanese down from 33 down to 29. I believe that's where they are. Oh, you know what? Maybe they're on 30. Actually, you're higher than that, aren't you, No Limit? Anyway, let me know where you are next round. I didn't update the IPC chart, but I could go back and look at your video and see. So I'm not sure exactly where you are, but you do lose 4 for Borneo. All right, so for non-combat movements, the 2 fighters that destroyed the destroyer in Sea Zone 44 are going to fly 3 additional spaces. They flew 1 from Sea Zone 50, 1 space. They're going to move 3 spaces into Sea Zone 47 and land on the carrier there off the coast of Borneo. All right. The cruiser and transport off the coast of French Equatorial West Africa is going to move 2 spaces into Sea Zone 12 with that little fleet there. The infantry unit in French Equatorial West Africa, French Equatorial Africa, is going to move into Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. One of the infantry in Xinjiang is going to move one space into Kazakh. All right. And this entire fleet in Sea Zone 57 is going to move two spaces down to off the coast of the Caroline Islands and join that Russian destroyer. The transport will be bringing with it one infantry and one artillery off of Midway and dropping them off in Caroline. So this entire fleet is moving to the sea zone off the Caroline Islands, leaving one infantry in Midway behind. The bomber is also moving to the Carolines. Oops, sorry about the camera angle. All right, so that should do that. The two fighters in Hawaii are going to move back and land on the newly placed aircraft carrier. So I believe they can land on a newly placed aircraft carrier. And also one transport is going to go down in Sea Zone 56. The rest of the production is going to go down on the East Coast. So 5 transports, 3 infantry, and 4 artillery are going to go down in the East Coast of the U.S. All right. So that will do it, I believe, for U.S.'s turn. So for unit recap, in the East Coast of the United States, there are 5 infantry, 1 tank, 4 artillery, and 1 AA gun. So let me do that again. 5 infantry, 1 tank, 4 artillery, and 1 AA gun. There are 5 transports off the coast of the U.S. in Sea Zone 11. In Sea Zone 12, there's 1 transport with an infantry unit and an artillery unit on it, along with 1 destroyer, an empty transport, a cruiser, and a Russian sub. In Kazakh, there's 1 infantry. In Xinjiang, there's 1 infantry. In Borneo, there's 1 infantry. Off the coast of Borneo, there's an aircraft carrier with 2 fighters, a sub, a transport, a battleship, and a cruiser. In the Caroline Islands, there is 1 aircraft carrier with 2 fighters, a destroyer, a sub, a transport, a battleship, and a cruiser. Along with, on the Caroline Islands, is an infantry unit, an artillery unit, and a bomber. And also the Russian destroyers there. In the Hawaiian Islands, there's 1 AA gun. In Midway, there's 1 infantry. In the western U.S., there's 1 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 tank. Off the coast of the western U.S. is a fully loaded aircraft carrier and a transport. And in Alaska, there's 1 infantry. So that will do it for this U.S. round 2 turn. Next up will be Russia doing its round 3 turn. And we'll see what will happen in Karelia. Could be a big battle, might not. We'll have to see. All right, so from Turret 2, Captain Jack signing off, over and out.